Do you guys want cheap stubs on the market? Make sure you guys go to MLB.com today's sponsor, and make sure you guys use code MAIT for 5% off your purchase. Alright boys, so the 8th inning program actually just ended up dropping, so we're going to be talking about the fastest way to end up finishing it and getting a free 45,000 XP, which is an absolute ton that's going to help you guys get Willie Mays and all of that. This XP is going to be clutch. We're going to be going over the fast way to finish the showdown and kind of the tips for doing it. Now, if this video ends up helping you guys out, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub, and let's get right into it. So as you can see, it's 45,000 to actually end up finishing the boss, and it looks like we're going to be facing Chris Sale and a couple of henchmen. It doesn't look too bad, so we're going to be going through it right now. Basically, it's just going to be under Showdown like they all are, and it's going to be pretty decent. It does cost 500 stubs to end up starting it, but you should be getting a lot along the way. And one thing to kind of keep in mind is usually these are really, really easy. They make them cater to every single player. That way every player can get this done, and they're the easiest showdowns. Now, whenever you are drafting, you want to draft hitters. Always draft hitters. So the first guy that I'm going to draft here is going to be Willie Mays. I know that I'm kind of covering him a little bit, so we're actually going to switch the camera angle right here. But Willie Mays is going to be the first guy we go with. As far as the next guys, you got to keep in mind that you are going to be facing a lefty. At the very end, you're going to be facing Chris Sale. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have guys who rail lefties. And Mitch Garver fits that criteria. 105, 123, that is correct. So we will pick him up. Now you are going to have to end up getting some pitching eventually, but if you can, do not take pitching. So it's either Kolesko or it's going to be Sano, and we're going to actually end up taking Sano here because of the big time power. Again, we're getting another chance to get someone who hits pretty well, and I'm actually going to end up taking, it looks like Seth Brown. I know he's a lefty, but it's okay because you are going to face some righties bosses as well. Whenever you're picking pitching, guys, make sure that you have the guy with the best hits per nine and Ks per nine. So out of these guys, it's going to be, since you're facing a CPU, it's going to be Lee Smith. And you're going to want to do the best hits per nine, Ks per nine. The pitch mix, it doesn't really matter against the CPU at all. Out of these options, I'm going to take Logan Forsythe because of the good power versus lefty. And again, I'm a pitching. Make sure that you guys take someone with good hits per nine. We're going to take Blake Snell here. Now, whenever you're drafting perks, this is the big thing, is whenever you're drafting perks for the whole showdown, what you're going to want to end up doing is making sure that you're doing stuff to cater to you. One thing I always do is 2 strike count. So Ice Water Veins, I love this one because you can take till you have 2 strikes, wear the pitcher's stamina down, which is going to make it easier, and that's kind of my whole strategy. Another really good one is going to be anything that's hitting-wise. Do never take a pitching perk. So we're going to take Eagle Eye because it's an O2 bonus. I know these aren't really high-grade perks, but it's because it's a bronze round. Just know that we're going to be doing a lot of down but not out. And then the best perk to actually end up getting is Heart Attack, which gives you a contact boost whenever you're losing. Alright boys, so whenever you're going through this showdown, what you guys are going to want to end up doing is basically every single one of the moments that are hitting moments, I normal swing. Normal swing is usually the best way to do it. I ended up skipping to the end, that way we would know everything that is going on with the whole showdown. And whenever you guys are drafting players, make sure that you're drafting lefty. Just like I said in the draft, you're going to want to be drafting guys who hit lefties. So righties who pound lefties. And then for the burst moment, you are going to have to be able to pound righties. So don't just go against guys that are all righties with terrible stats versus righties only good versus lefties. Because the first showdown boss, you're going to have to end up facing Trinan. Now, the big thing with Trinan, though, is whenever you're facing Trinan, you're only down 1 run, so you have to end up scoring and then doing that before 12 outs. The big thing is if you make outs, make productive outs. If you are first and second with like 6 outs left, and you know that you're one of those guys who struggles to hit, bunt. Trust me, bunt, get that guy to second and third. You're going to have 5 outs to end up getting those guys in, and it should be pretty simple from there out. If you're wanting to be really good and time effective, make sure that you guys are doing the moments that you need to and skipping the ones that you don't. The 3-inning, 1 home run moments, if you don't get it by the first inning, usually I would quit out because it makes it a lot easier and it takes less time. It's not going to be a very hard showdown. Whenever you're doing this, it's going to be pretty easy, and so it shouldn't be too difficult. Whenever you're doing 1 run, like this moment right here, score 1 run in 2 innings, that should be pretty simple, and that's huge. average. And then one thing that I would recommend, if you're going to skip moments, skip the moments that are one final showdown run and not the ones with two. So you can see right here, Gary Sauce, 4 bases in 3 innings. That's really, really, really easy. 2 showdown runs there. So make sure that you guys are doing this going into it. Whenever you're drafting a manager squad and stuff like that, again, make sure that you have your best lineup up front. Put your best hitter in the leadoff spot, and you guys will be fine. So that's going to be my tips for the showdown. It's pretty self-explanatory. You guys got this. It shouldn't be too difficult. It's going to be a free 45,000 XP, and it's going to be so clutch. So end up doing this. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a sub. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.